So I thought I'd do a jug comparison because I've seen some really interesting stuff here just recently with two jugs from the same seller within the same amount of time. So anyway, if anyone's been watching my videos, I had a bike motor go down at 1,800 miles and it blew up in the top end. So with the cylinder wall being all scored up, I had to get a new jug. So I got this one, and it had this piece busted off of it, so I used this to leverage to get this one over here for free, which is fine. But first of all, look at this one over here that I got. It's in a really good quality. The fins are all a good width. They're not all got funky edges to them. They're all uniform. It's pretty good. There wasn't a whole lot of flashing, and what flashing there was, I took off with this basic home file. I could really get into the ports there and clean it up, and it wasn't bad. It didn't need much cleanup at all. But I want to make note that you want to get all the flashing off before you go ahead and install your jug, because pieces can fall in, and that's just not good. So I made sure I got all those off, and it's pretty unrestricted. There's a tiny lip down there, and it's not even like a sharp lip. It's a little bump on the crankcase ports that go into the for the intake stroke. But overall, really good quality, and I was pretty impressed with that one. But so I thought, since this is such good quality, I'll get another one from them and use that, and use this as a backup. Well, to my amazement, I got this one in, and it's not as good a quality whatsoever. As you can see, a lot of the fins, they're not uniform. They got a lot of crap on them. They're just they're not as aesthetically pleasing to start off with. They're just really pretty ugly and uneven. Another thing I noticed on here, aside from the holes that you can see here on the jug, on the outside of the jug, so there's like porosity holes or something when there was air in the mold when they molded it. But you can also see, if you can see that textured look to it, it's all got a bunch of metal flake in it, like it didn't get melted down very well when it was cast. So that's already pretty suspicious stuff. So I went a little farther, and if you look into all the ports, you can see some pretty good lips in there. Now you could get those out pretty easy, but there's definitely a lot of lip to those, a lot of flashing that could fall off, and it's kind of how it is with the whole thing. These crankcase ports were the worst, though. As you can see, there's a giant lip on those, and that would really obstruct your flow with your engine and really hurt performance. So obviously I'm not going to use this one. I'll just use that one with the fin missing, because it's really only aesthetics with a fin missing down here. If it was at the top, that'd be concerning, but the piston top doesn't even reach this far down, so it should be pretty cool in the bottom, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. But if you have problems with your motorized bike and it's just not running right, I recommend looking at your jug, because I can see now that the casting quality really varies. So you can have big problems. Like this one would not run well at all. It's so restrictive with its flow, and who knows how long it would last given the casting quality anyway. So it's definitely something to look into. I personally will not buy and install another motorized bike engine without first removing the jug and inspecting it and going around it with a file, because even my good one had some flashing on it that really need to be removed. So it could break off and fall down in the engine, score it up, anything like that. So I just want to make a note of that, so no one runs into the same problems that I could have potentially ran into. You want to have good quality parts in your engine. So anyway, off to the next project. There you have it.